now we have just this little update that it's kind of a chunk, but I'm going to read it because I do think it's important. So stay with me here.
Okay.
And then we can add, whatever you feel like adding to this. So, okay. Rates are applying the brakes to appreciation. The 2-year explosion in home price appears to be cooling just a bit. Black Knight says annual appreciation was down in May for the second straight month. The company in its May mortgage monitor notes that annual price growth lowered from 20.4% in April to 19.3% in May. That was the largest correction in a single month since 2006. However, it did still leave prices up 1.5% from April to May. So prices have gone up still, despite all of that. While any talk of home values in 2006 might set off alarm bells for some, the truth is that price gains would need to see they need to lower at this rate for more than 12 months straight just to get us back to a normal 3 to 5% annual growth rate, because it's been so insane. One of the principal drivers of home prices since even before the pandemic has been the lack of homes for sale. There is some hope on that front. May saw the largest jump in housing inventory in the past 5 years. Still, inventory remains at a 60% low than what would be a good market. So that's just a little.
That's assuring though, and here's why.
Of what's going on.
We talked about it maybe 3 weeks ago. What's actually going to happen, predictions, or maybe I even just heard this from another podcast. There's going to be 3 things that happen. Keep it simple, guys.
Like 3 options?
3 options.
Okay.
House prices go up. House prices stay the same. House prices decrease.
Super simple.
Super simple. My prediction is it's going to kind of stay stagnant. Okay,
Yeah.
It's gonna stay. It's gonna float. We're gonna level off, and this is our new normal. I think I said this 2 years ago. Guys, prepare yourselves. I think this might be our new normal because of inflation and just the global economy. Money is not the same as it was yesterday. I think money's harder to get right now just because of the banks and the financial institutions. They're raising rates. Feds are a little concerned. But with there being talks and hearsay of a recession, this could actually be in your benefit. I've heard it both ways, though, when it comes to lenders. It's funny. I get stories because I always like to call around, and I just get my people calling me, checking in, and trying to get more business, too. But I always ask them, I said, hey, what's going on? What should I be informing my clients on? Because in a way, they're kind of like a financial advisor, too. I mean, they're working with money, numbers.
They're seeing so
and
much.
They see what
they know
real
what's going
employment
on.
looks like, through their clients. And he says, well, refis are done for the most part. So that's cut a huge chunk of their business, which, by the way, I think is throwing off their statistics when it comes to the lending industry. And now they're just going off as straight purchases. They're by far getting less business because of all the refinances that are not happening currently. So those are going to throw off some numbers. And here in about 3-4 months, we'll really be showing these. And we're starting to show them right now. And that's why you're getting a lot of lenders getting frenzied and kind of concerned because the business for them wasn't what they're used to. So that cuts a huge chunk of this real estate market. And it provides opportunity, though, because with the recession possibly coming, there's hearsay of interest rates going down. So there's all sorts of scenarios we can drive ourselves into. Should you wait to buy? Should you buy now? I think it's going to remain the same, stagnant, and if anything, decrease slightly.
I agree. I think that's what's going to happen as well. And the thing is, where this is a win for you as a home buyer is that although prices have still gone up and they are still going up, they're not going up as high. But where this is a win for you guys, I mean, they're not going up as quickly is what I meant to say. But where this is really a win for you as a buyer is we are getting offers accepted. Yeah. This is very, very recent because 3 weeks ago, I was writing offers, very significantly over asking just to get accepted.
Know what to do.
Like weeks ago. But very, very recently, we are getting offers accepted in certain price points. Keep in mind, certain price points at ask price, which is, that might not sound like a win to you. Like, oh, it was just ask price. But for years now, it's been a couple years that ask price, we don't see that. Everything's like way over asking. So the lack of competition, that's where it's a win for you as a buyer. It's just easier to get into a home because you don't have to deal with writing 20 offers, 50,000 over asking and waiving the appraisal. Like that was tough for buyers. And now I'm like so grateful for my buyers because, and of course, keep in mind, like I said, price ranges differ, but for a lot of the price points we're working in, the competition is just way less. And even though prices aren't going up as much, getting an offer accepted at full ask price without having to fight like you used to is a win in my book.
Well, it's unbelievable because what we're able to do for our sellers here in the Mid-Willamette Valley, bringing them out-of-state clients even. For instance, I just had some awesome clients. We got to meet up for the first time this last week. We're already through our inspections and repair addendums are done. We're through into the appraisal process in a matter of 6 days. So they're motivated, but what I'm trying to say is we're able to bring you guys out-of-state clients, and they flew. We had three homes on the list. They had their number one already chose, so I said we should submit an offer before somebody else does. So we did. We got an accepted offer. We competed against one other, but we got an accepted offer at sales price. So that other offer must not have been that great. And now, by the way, we're getting closing costs paid for. So ultimately, one happy client, I'm one happy agent because of us being able to time the market in a sense for our clients on both ends, whether it's the seller or the buyer. And we're just trying to place you guys in the best opportunity and positions to make great deals.
Right. And also to add about all of this talk about the real estate market. So yesterday I was listening to, because I'm always wanting to just be as educated as I can be about the real estate market and listen to as many different sources and read as many different things as I can, besides just what I'm seeing myself. Because of course different markets differ. But I was listening to yesterday a real estate agent who was saying in a podcast that the market is about to crash. We're going to see the biggest recession we've ever seen. But then there's another real estate agent that I also listen to who's very, she sells a ton of homes in our area, very like respectable agent, knows what she's doing, been in the business a very long time, who is on the complete opposite end that we are not heading into a recession and things are, like you were saying, like prices are going to just level out or keep going up just slower. This is not turning into that. And so what I'm trying to say is two very respectable people that know what they're doing and are leaders in our industry, and they're saying two complete opposite things. So we really just, you can't time the market. That's so tough. What I say is, okay, how long are you going to live in the home? Are you going to live there? I've said this before, but are you going to live there for, say if you live there for 5 years, is that going to be okay with you? Because if your home is worth nothing tomorrow, as long as you can make that payment, you still have somewhere to live. And over time, we know from history, homes sold in the 70s for like $7,000, we're never going to have a home for $7,000. Like over time, they're going to keep going up. So if it's okay to just keep living there for a little bit, then in my book, you're not losing at all. Like that's why I feel so comfortable buying right now. So
yeah. And rentals are at an all-time high.
Yes.
Everybody needs a roof over their head.
Yes.
There's a reason we see apartment complexes going up left and right, and big commercial buildings. It's just the building is happening around us in Salem. Does that feel like a recession to you? I go downtown Salem. I go to a restaurant, and everything's full. There's so many cars in the parking lot, I can barely find a room. I'm kind of beside myself because we're living in a day and age to where, like you said, one agent says another and the other says another. It's like, who do you know who to trust? It's not really about trust. I think it's more about personal opinion and personal manner. What's best for you is what's best for you. Right. Don't judge what you're doing based off of other people's lives or even another state. Right. Because clearly we live in Oregon. We're not in Delaware or Ohio. Right. We have completely different views. Ultimately, true, we do on the West Coast. Yeah. But markets are just completely different. Housing markets, yes, we are more expensive here, and we've been proving that over the last 10, 12 years is how expensive Oregon has begun to raise when it comes to property taxes and just real property. So
yes,
this inflation thing, it's a real gamble. But ultimately, I think when it comes to the housing market, we're still running very, very strong, whether you are a seller or a buyer.
Because that I was reading from that article, the thing is, because we are so low on inventory, and we have been so low on inventory, and appreciation has gone up so much over the last couple of years, just to get back to a normal market, not even a recession, a normal even market, we're gonna have to see 12 months straight of that, what we were talking about. So that's a
full year.
It's a lot of factors going into things. And so that's all I have to say. Just don't make any decisions either to buy or not to buy out of fear. Make them out of, if the numbers make sense for you and you're comfortable with your payment and you like the house and it's what's best for you and your family right now, that's, in my opinion, how you should make a decision to buy a house or
100%,
not to.
100%. Yeah. Because there are times where don't buy a house.
Yeah, totally. If it's not best for you, then it's not best for you right now. And I never want anyone to feel pressured or like they have to buy right now.